So, hi everyone, welcome to another episode of BlueCities Network, and I'm Saurabh Gupta, founder of Earth5R. And Earth5R, to introduce Earth5R and just to give you a bit more context about what we're doing and why we're doing. So, Earth5R started 10 years back, and we are a global environmental organization. We work across most of the cities across India and rural areas, and globally, we present in 65 countries. Earth5R operates through citizen-driven model, and what we do is like we have an app which is called as Earth5R app that helps people to tackle their local environmental issues and gather data about it. Our focus is on creating projects that are that solves sustainability at a systemic level, and so the solution should be scalable, replicable, and sustainable. That's the whole idea. The projects we create, we make sure that they create social impact, environmental impact, and they create economic impact as well. So basically, what Earthfire believes into is that sustainability should be incentivized and everybody should be part of the value chain. It is very, very important. Otherwise, if people are not stakeholder in the system, it is not very sustainable. On the same lines, we understood that cities have, especially the river-based cities or cities that have water bodies, have a lot of issues globally. The rivers are supposed to be blue, but they are not blue anymore. They are black or gray. So we felt that it is very, very important that we should address this particular issue. Also, the state of rivers is also indicator of the sustainability practices in the city, which includes whether it's solid waste management, whether it is water management, whether it is sustainability across different parameters. So we felt that it's very important that we build a network of professionals, sustainability professionals, and who can work together, learn from each other, share resources, and also so that we don't reinvent the wheel, because there's a lot of innovation and a lot of interesting practices that already happening in several cities. So the idea was to build a global network and learn from each other. This is the India chapter, but we also have a global chapter which we recently launched, and one of the key founding advisor includes Dr. Julie Newman, who is the sustainability director of MIT. There is there's architect Bharti Marathe. She's the environmental architect. She's and myself, Saurabh Gupta. We are the founders of this entire project. But we believe that more people should come together and be part of this early launch and play a role. And already we are working with some of the people that we found by this network, and we already started some projects with them. So just to let you know that this is a project about practices. This is not a theory, the place for theory, but this place is about sharing practical resources, helping each other, and solving problems at scale. So, for today, what we do during this program, this particular sustainability meetup, what we do is that we invite some of the speakers who share their stories about, the way what they are doing, what innovation they have brought to the table. They share their practices. So, one thing is like more people come to know what they are doing. It's a great exposure. Secondly, we can learn from them, and also we invite them individually later on for a direct podcast. So we do a more deep dive. Generally, the discussion in this particular meetup is very short, and we want to save more time for Q&A, and like we want to keep it more interactive. But then later on, we do a one-on-one podcast with these speakers and with these guests. And that is more deep dive where we spend something like 45 minutes, 1.5 hours with each guest and learn more about what they're doing. So today we have Gangi Reddy, who's project director from Rural Reconstruction Development Society. We have Mr. Vishnu Pratap Singh, Green Systems, and we have Dr. Ranjit Kumar Jha from IIT Mandi. So I hope that they are already in this call. So maybe we should start with we can start. Whoever is ready first can go actually. So over to you guys.
Yeah, I can present that. I don't have
Yeah,
any issue with that. Yeah,
sure,
thank
sure,
you.
sure. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I will just share my slide and then. So is my slide visible?
Not yet. The screen sharing has started. Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Okay, sure. So, yeah, hello everyone. Good evening. I'm Dr. Ranjit Kumar Jha. I'm working as an assistant professor at the School of Civil and Environmental Engineering, IIT Mandi. My research interest lies in the sustainable agricultural management and development of water, climate, and agricultural management practices, kind of predictive modeling for the farmers and integration of the cutting edge technologies, what we are hearing in these days in terms of AI, ML, drone based agriculture, farming sensors, all these with uh, I would like to say that, right now I have started working in natural farming. That is also indigenous agricultural practices. This is not new. This has been practiced since time immemorial, like ancient time. But the over the time it has been uh, forgotten by the people, and then people went towards the chemical farming. So right now, what I am doing at IIT Mandi, that I am whatever sustainable management I am doing in agriculture, that I am integrating with the natural farming or indigenous agricultural practices, so that farmers don't need to worry about this all these chemicals and then investment too much on the agriculture, and then at the end of the day they are not getting any benefits. So that is my research area. So that's how my research philosophy lies in this: reducing chemical based farming, minimizing resource uses from the farmers, and with minimizing the resource uses, how they can maximize the crop health and productivity. So till now, what I have done, that I have developed some management strategies for the farmers of Bihar, where I have given some kind of knowledge based methods, where they don't need to invest much, where they don't need to invest, but still they can increase their crop production. So suppose, like, whatever the farming practices are, like, how much planting depth should be there, how much the transplanting dates, at what dates they need to transplant, what should be the ponding depth in rice, all these kind of things. I did the experiment and this model development, and based upon that I went to the farmers of Bihar. As you can see here, I was working with the farmers in this picture. Let me just okay. Yeah, so this one here, I was working with the farmers of Bihar, and then after that, you know, I had also developed, with climate change, farmers are having so many complaints, that how they can minimize the irrigation requirement, because the irrigation requirement is going high, because the climate is changing, precipitation is going less, and then temperature is increasing. So that temperature is increasing, that definitely have impact on evapotranspiration. So as you can see here, that mm, this my approach, management practices, lies from current climate scenarios with all the four climate change scenarios of the CMIP 6 or CMIP 5, RCP 2.6 to RCP 8.5. RCP 2.6 is minimum, and then RCP 8.5 is worst case scenario. And current climate scenarios, with uh, for which I had collected the data from the Bihar, and then I did the analysis. As you can see, first one with the current climate scenario, that is representing 28% irrigation requirement. That means whatever farmer is producing, that will require 28% with the current obtaining yield. Second one is representing that, so by 2050s, definitely our population is going to increase as per FAO prediction, and then as we all know that our Indian population grows. So definitely world population is growing. So we need to increase the food production by 60% as FAO prediction. So if we are increasing the food production by 60%, then as you can see that the irrigation requirement is going to be 45%. That means for the same production, what farmers is applying the 28%, that farmer will be applying 45% irrigation water. And then a third one is representing that if we apply the conservation agriculture, then irrigation requirement would be 32%. And fourth one is representing this post-harvest loss, because in India, the major problem is after harvesting, the food gets lost at various stages. So and that is counted as like 30%. So if that amount can be reduced, and if we can do the same traditional way of cultivation, still we require 36% of irrigation water. And fifth one, as you can see that for the increasing food production and utilizing this conservation agriculture, as you can see in my the bottom right picture, that what I had practiced with the farmers in Bihar, that I had asked them to do this conservation agriculture. Then I assessed that their irrigation requirement is getting very less. So that way, my problem solved up to the deeper root cause of the farmers, which is going to the irrigation water, where farmers need to invest a lot of water. So that way, I talked to the farmer. I gave them the approach that this approach, you can minimize the irrigation water application and you can maximize the yield. It's not moving. Okay, so this is the impact so far. I mean, like after doing this research, people of Bihar were very inspired to cultivate with this approach for minimizing losses and maximize production. And then because this research area was conducted with Borlaug Institute for South Asia, so I worked for northern and central part of Bihar for this approach to disseminate and to inspire the farmers to practice these strategies. And in this journey, my research have been publicized with by so many international media coverages. As you can see here, Science Daily, The Statesman, and also when I did the research, the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, from where I did my PhD, they had given the best research award for this. And with this research, I had 4 international publications as well. So this had a lot of impact for the farmers of Bihar in terms of how they can maximize without investment too much for the agriculture. Further, if you can go one by one, that why it matters to the BlueCities network, that natural farming, as natural farming near rivers reduces nutrient runoff, because as we apply the chemicals, and that chemicals with the runoff from the agriculture area goes to any water body, and then the eutrophication process happens, and then through that eutrophication process, that algae growth happens, and then all the oxygen gets depleted, and then aquatic lives get damaged, suffered. So that's how we using this kind of sustainable management practices of natural farming and these agricultural practices, we can decrease that, improves water quality, and we can repair in biodiversity in terms of complete ecosystem management. If we can promote this indigenous practices, that farmers will be encouraged to develop some kind of biofertilizers by themselves, because these development of biofertilizers are very simple strategies, but they need to know that how they need to cultivate. They need to follow some approach with which they can minimize the losses. And these mechanism process ultimately restores soil health and completes the biodiversity, and that will support the circular economy pillar of blue cities. Can this be replicated or adapted elsewhere? Yes, because it can be natural farming, it can be replicated anywhere, affordable for everyone, and uh, this can be scaled at larger scale. That with the modeling we can predict that how much loss is going to happen, how this climate change is going to happen, and with that how much uh, irrigation requirement farmer needs to apply with this natural farming, where we are minimizing the irrigation water. And also that people will get healthy and nutritious food supply at the end of the day. And this is also climate smart agriculture because there is no any greenhouse gas emissions. So this is ultimately a good deal with the farmers and the people across there. What type of collaboration am I open to? So I'm open to like any kind of project collaboration, scientific development partnerships, or capacity building, or community trainings, because these things are very essential to spread this knowledge and to convince the farmers by training that just see, I have done this. You can increase your food production as well. With this approach, you will be healthy. You can get the more money with this, and you will have sustainable agricultural practices. What do you want from the network? Definitely, like if you can work together, and then we can work for like some kind of funding sources, so we can go ahead on this journey for sustainable agriculture management practices and help in scaling up towards the, because currently I'm practicing this in Himachal Pradesh and Bihar, so we can scale up for all other places, and visibility and global learning exchange in terms of how people all across the globe they are doing, and then how we can learn from different practices and what we can incorporate to modify and support the farmers at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was amazing presentation and very impactful work, and just right in time because this is very timely thing. Also, I just wanted to let you know that while we're talking about what kind of collaboration you're open to and what are you from the network, just in time currently. In fact, last week only I was traveling and for meeting. So I would not announce the names right now because we're still in a signing up stage with these two companies. But they're two one of the India's largest banks or rural banks,
Mhm.
and one of the largest food companies in India. We are building a very massive project on organic farming right now. It
Oh,
is
okay.
going to be
Wow.
India's biggest organic farming project. That is, we Earth5R is starting. In this, in first stage, we are signing up with 1 lakh farmers, then 1.3 million farmers, and then plan is by
Mhm.
2030, we'll have 1
Mhm.
crore farmers entering into organic farming. That is, and Earthfire
Mhm.
will also provide them carbon credits and in
Mhm.
tracking and, soil restoration, many things. So obviously, we'll talk about it. We would like to know more about it, and we'll have a separately, we'll get in call with
Sure.
you to
Sure.
discuss in the next week.
Sure.
Uh, but I do have certain questions. First of all, one question is that uh, how does it happen on the ground? Because there is a lot of I think that you being the expert, you understand your subject very well. But
Mhm.
for the benefit of common people, if you could explain everything in just 5 steps, like one, two, three, four, five. These are the 5 steps involved through which you achieve these. So how would you explain for a common person in just five? Like if you have to explain it to, a child of who's studying in class seventh or class eighth and very
Mhm.
passionate about farming, how would they understand? Or maybe you have to explain it to farmer, an uneducated
Okay.
farmer.
So yeah, you mean in terms of like natural farming, or like
Whatever,
how?
whatever the impact that you're creating and the entire management model is very
Mhm.
complex, and I'm sure it is amazing because that's how it is a predictive modeling and there's a lot of potential. But if you have to explain this thing to a farmer in 5 steps, what are those 5 things?
Okay.
What do you tell?
So
Yeah.
so first thing I would say that ki, There are two things. One is scientific community, and one is like the farmers or like
Hmm.
all this agriculture people. So first thing, what we do the research, then based upon the scientific understanding,
Hmm. Right.
can disseminate to the people with evidence and proof.
Correct.
Otherwise, they will not get convinced.
So
What
I'm
you
the
have,
farmer. I'm the
yes.
farmer. I'm a farmer
Mhm.
who's uneducated, and you came to
Yes.
my farm. I
Hmm.
have a network of 500 farmers in my village,
Hmm.
and I'm uneducated. I don't understand anything other than my how to grow what I grow.
Hmm.
And you have only 1 minute to tell me through five
Hmm.
stages. What would you tell me?
Yeah. So first thing is like I will show the differences,
Hmm.
differences in terms of like what you are doing,
Hmm.
how you are doing, and and what you are getting out of that.
No, you don't tell me what you will do. Tell me, I'm the farmer. So tell me now.
Yeah. Yeah. So that I will tell to the farmer that
I'm the
what.
farmer.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will ask you that what kind of cultivation practices you are doing.
So I'm doing normal, like using chemical urea and growing sugarcane.
Okay. Okay. So with which how much investment you are applying there.
I have taken credits and loans, and I have a lot of, I have something like
Okay.
5 lakh rupees loan that I'm not able to repay at this moment. So
Okay.
yeah.
And then at the end of the day, after the harvest, how much profits you are earning?
Uh, Very little profit because there is a lot of loan and the weather is bad and climate is changing. So the yield is
Okay.
not good. The soil is not that fertile anymore.
So okay. So here is the answer. I'll tell you. Here is one cow. Here is one buffalo. Here is
Hmm,
one animal.
hmm,
Take the cordon.
hmm.
You make the fertilizer.
Yes,
You apply in your field.
sure.
You don't need to apply anything else.
So, but this is a known knowledge, right? Everybody knows that you can take thing and make. So, what is the rocket science here? What is the big thing about
No,
it?
rocket science here is the thing that, when you will talk to the farmers,
Hmm.
they don't understand that how they need to do this cultivation
Yeah.
at
No, no.
each.
I'm trying to understand what is the innovation here.
Yeah, so innovation is that, when you apply the chemical farming, when you do
Yes,
this
yes.
chemical farming,
Yeah.
then you have so many losses and you are taking the loans. But here, you are farmers when they do this thing.
Hmm.
They have always complain of that it takes so much time, they don't get the yield.
Yeah.
With this natural farming itself, even we tell them to apply this cordon and anything, so they don't get. So we need to tell them that at each step how this works in terms of like how soil health grows,
So,
or
Dr.
you can.
Jha, what I'm trying to understand is that as a farmers know the benefit, and there are millions of people doing organic, there are hundreds of organizations, they're teaching how to do natural farming, organic farming. What is the
Mhm.
innovation in these slides? Like, what is that innovation? What is that you bringing different here?
You know that uh, innovation is that in terms of, I would say that how farmers should, why farmers should adapt that, and if the farmers are doing, why they are not attracted towards that, towards natural farming. If you ask to the farmers, they are not very much convinced that they should go towards the natural farming because they are not getting good yield.
But this is a problem that there are thousands of companies, because companies have the skin in the game. A company that is making certain products like organic products, they they want that they should adopt, right? They have all the
Hmm.
money that they can put because they want farmer to do organic farming. Only
Hmm.
they will survive, right?
Hmm.
Or there are so many NGOs which are working in this field, even United Nations, so many, they are working on it. So they
Hmm.
want, and they have resources. What I'm trying to understand that how is your work different? What is that special about your work,
The
which
the
is
the
which
thing
nobody else
is
is
like,
doing? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I am trying to make the people understand, that what everyone is doing all around the place, like
Hmm.
they are just supplying the materials,
Sure.
like in the name of organic farming, but they don't need to buy anything. Why? Because they can do by themselves, but in that process everyone is cheating them. And other thing is that farmers, they are not getting more yield, they are not getting good yield, because they have not understood the complete process. Because one example I would give, that in this process everyone ignores the mulching.
Hmm.
Mulching has so much capacity that it can change if you don't apply anything. But farmers don't know about the mulching, they will just apply.
So, Dr. Jha, there is probably some method that you have that is different from everyone else,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah. Yes.
That is what I
Yes.
wanted to understand, that what is
Yeah.
innovation?
Yeah, the thing is that at each step we are doing this scientific assessment,
Hmm.
that why this needs to be done. Because I will tell you that when I had gone to this Odisha University of Agriculture and Technology for a conference this year, one ICR retired director has asked me that this is bullshit, this natural farming is bullshit. You IIT guy, you big guy, come to agriculture universities and tell us you have started teaching us agriculture. I told him, sir, please listen to me. I have done my BTech to PhD, everything in agriculture engineering. At that time, I was taught only the chemical farming,
Right, right,
but
right.
I know the what are the harmful impact of that.
Yeah. No,
So
Dr. Jha, I don't disagree with what you're doing. You're doing amazing work and what you're saying. I just want to understand that how can we make use out of it? How do I, if a farmer has to benefit, what is the actual benefit? Are you going to train the right thing, or is there some management system you're bringing? Are you bringing certain methodology that can be adopted to some project? And what is that innovation? Because that is very, very important, because the key takeaway has to be very simple. Otherwise, it's not
yes,
taken away.
yeah. So key takeaway is just you can make your own fertilizer by by a certain process which will not contaminate the system, and the approach what will
Okay.
be not be known by you farmers, that you need to understand first.
Okay. Dr. Jha, can you see there are a couple of questions in the comment
Sure.
for you?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Or the water consumption in this method is different from regular methods? Yes, because the water consumption is like based upon that. So that's what I was mentioning here, that in this chemical process, that that they are not applying the mulching. And then mulching is kind of methods where mulching is reducing the evapotranspiration, and at the end of the day it is also improving the soil health. So that's how the water consumption gets reduced in this method. And since water is such an important resource for irrigation, I guess the use of treated sewage to minimize the water consumption for agri land. There. Yeah, this work we have started doing. So we have started doing that, irrigation with borewell, and with in different treatments, and irrigation from river sources. So we are currently doing that kind of study right now. Yes.
And the next question is from Dr. Narsama.
How it is
She's
helping to climate
Yeah,
change in a
climate
in a,
change.
in a, in a
How is it
positive.
helping for climate change in a positive way? So
Yeah, at every step you can see that it is helping the climate change, that because the climate
no,
this.
but have you done some study in
Yes,
terms of
yes,
numbers that you can say that using this technique
yes,
earlier it
when
was
you apply this
GHG was this
chemical.
much and now it is this much.
Yes, when you apply the chemical farm, when you do this chemical, in that process the nitrogen emits that ammonia. This is increasing in the atmosphere. And
Hmm.
then similarly for other gases, elements like phosphorus, potassium.
Dr. Jha, the question is not it's not about chemical versus natural. It is about traditional versus your technique, because your technique is
Correct.
different. Yours is not just natural. You have certain
Yes.
methods. So we're talking about your method. How is it? how is it helping in climate change? Like, we have to be specific.
Yeah, so in climate change, it reduces the greenhouse gas emissions.
Hmm.
From that, we have also assessed that 10 to 12% it is reducing, and we are also in the process of assessment in terms of like what we apply the this cordon. So how much it is helping and how much it is uh, capturing the carbon and reducing the other gases emanation in the atmosphere, that we are doing the study right
So
now.
yeah, there is a study still going on about this.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
One more question is that, is it suitable for all kind of crops or any specific
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of?
definitely, definitely. It can be done for all crops. But the thing is, like, yeah, in the case of rice crop, we need to go for this conservation method of dry seeded rice technique, because there you minimize the irrigation, minimize the water losses and minimize the water application, and simultaneously you are improving the soil health. So
There's
yeah.
a question from Devshri that, are you only using cow dung or organic fertilizers or
Yeah,
compost?
actually, so till now we have tested this cordon, that how much it contains the this microbes and nutrients in terms of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and any other metals. So we have tested, and this was found, like, it is very much suitable. And then right now we are also doing for this sheep, because in Himachal people are keeping the sheep. So on that we are also doing some research. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. We will. This is good, and we would like to dive deep into it and understand more specifics about the techniques very soon. Thank you, Dr. Jha. Over
Sure,
to
thank
our next speaker, Mr. Reddy from Natural Farming. So, Mr. Reddy is there. Would you like to take it up?
So, actually, he just texted. There's a network issue over there. So maybe we can continue with Vishnu, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Vishnu Pratap Singh from E-Green Systems. So, would you like to take your slides with a quick introduction of yourself?
Yeah, Namaskar. Uh, my name is Vishnu Pratap, and I have done my engineering in environment engineering, and I have expert in water and wastewater, and I'm going to discuss about the different type of treatment, sewage treatment
And where are
technology.
you based?
I'm Gurgaon based, sir,
Okay, okay.
and recently I have just seen your all LinkedIn and got to know about your work. So it's really good,
Thank you.
and इस बार रियली appreciating कि उसकी वजह से मैं आपसे जुड़ा एंड दिस विल गो बियॉन्ड आई नो
Thank
वेरी
you
वेल
so much. Thank you so much. We are all together in this.
कोर्स
Yeah.
एंड इस ग्रुप का मैं बहुत अच्छा पार्ट बन सकता हूँ क्योंकि आपके रिवर ट्रीटमेंट में सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट एक मेन प्रॉब्लम है एंड उसको मैं
Hmm.
आज भी डिस्कस करता हूँ
Sure.
सो मेरा जो एरिया ऑफ एक्सपर्टीज है उसमें है फीकल स्लज सीवेज से थोड़ा डिफरेंट होता है
Just second. Is everyone else able to follow Vishnu? Hindi is okay if people are able to understand.
Yes, yes. I'm comfortable.
Okay, Mr. Rao, anybody else from other areas able
No,
to?
I'm quite okay in Hindi or English, whatever.
Okay, okay, yeah. Yeah, Vishnu.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. So fecal is basically we are getting some thick sludge from the local area, just like Lakshmi Nagar kind of, मतलब dense area. So उधर से हमको फीकल मिलता है, स्लज मिलता है जो कंसंट्रेटेड होता है. सीवेज इज जस्ट अबाउट द लिक्विड विच आर फॉलोइंग थ्रू द सीवर ड्रेन और सीवर पाइपलाइन. Effluent is basically waste generated from the different kind of industry like textile and different industry like अपना टेक्सटाइल हुआ, क्लोथिंग इंडस्ट्रीज हुआ, डेयरीज फार्मिंग हुआ, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्री. रेन वाटर, ऑफ कोर्स वी ऑल ऑलरेडी नो अबाउट द रेन वाटर की रेन वाटर को कलेक्शन कैसे करना है, मैनेज कैसे करना है, एंड पॉन्ड रिजुविनेशन. दिस इज आर माय एरिया ऑफ एक्सपर्टीज. आई एम टुडे ओनली डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट टेक्नोलॉजीज. सो This is a sewage treatment plant, package treatment plant, which are using widely in India, and technology is very common. Is a MBBR system. तो सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट को क्या करना है कि हमको सबसे पहले कलेक्ट करना है. सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट आर वेरी सिंपल, नॉट वेरी बिग, बट वी आर यूजिंग द टेक्नोलॉजी MBBR which are using 90% in India. Most of the plant, small plant design in a MBBR, big plant SBR पे जाता है. तो this is a basic system which are using by the various residential colonies and different kind of system.
विष्णु साहब इसको थोड़ा बड़ा करेंगे इस स्लाइड को. नॉट एबल टू रियली सी,
Okay.
लेटर्स आर क्वाइट स्मॉल, सो अगर थोड़ा कुछ बड़ा कर सकते हैं तो दैट विल बी बेटर.
Yeah.
प्रेजेंटेशन मोड कर दीजिए.
Okay.
इसको इस साइड में चारों को हटा दीजिए. आई थिंक इंस्टेड ऑफ
Now okay.
एनीवे ठीक है. ओके, प्लीज गो अहेड.
Yeah.
कंटिन्यू.
So all the system are basically 3 पार्ट में डिवाइड होता है. फर्स्ट पार्ट होता है अपना प्राइमरी ट्रीटमेंट, जो मैकेनिकल स्क्रीन है. दिस इज अ मैकेनिकल स्क्रीन, स्क्रू टाइप स्क्रीन. जनरली बार स्क्रीन लोग यूज करते हैं. बार स्क्रीन में क्या होता है कि मैनुअल लेवर जाता है, उसको क्लीन करता है. दिस इज अ स्क्रू टाइप स्क्रीन, जिसको मैनुअली क्लीन नहीं करना है आपको. और ये एक साइड में आपको सॉलिड वेस्ट, जो भी पूरा प्राइमरी ट्रीटमेंट का रिक्वायरमेंट आएगा, जैसे पेपर आएगा, कपड़ा आएगा, उसको अलग से निकाल देगा. दिस इज अ कंटेनराइज सिस्टम. तो ये मूव भी कर सकते हो आप एक साइड से दूसरी साइड पर एज पर रिक्वायरमेंट. सेकंड जो स्टेज आता है ट्रीटमेंट का, वो होता है बायोलॉजिकल ट्रीटमेंट. बायोलॉजिकल ट्रीटमेंट में हम पानी को उतना एयर देते हैं जितना उसकी बीओडी होती है. बीओडी की कैलकुलेशन के हिसाब से हमको एयर का कैलकुलेशन करना होता है, और इस टैंक का एरिया डिसाइड करना होता है, वॉल्यूम डिसाइड करना होता है कि इस टैंक को कितना बड़ा बनाया जाए. वो जो सीवेज आएगा उसमें कितना बीओडी है, उसके हिसाब से हमको एयर देना है, और उतना ही मेरा सरफेस एरिया ऑफ मीडिया डिसाइड करता है. आफ्टर दैट ये जो लिक्विड है वो जाता है सेकंड स्टेज में और ट्यूब सेक्टर में, जहां पर हम इसको लिक्विड सॉलिड सेपरेशन करते हैं. सॉलिड पार्ट को हम लोग निकाल लेते हैं बाय द हेल्प ऑफ सेकंड पंप. और जो हमारा जो लिक्विड है उसको हम लोग फाइन फिल्टर और सैंड फिल्टर और एक्टिवेट कार्बन फिल्टर से फर्दर ट्रीट करते हैं, जिससे उसका कलर रिमूव होता है. और एक फिजिकल इम्प्योरिटीज जो बहुत फाइन होती हैं, लाइक सैंड में जो कैच हो सकती हैं, उसको हम लोग इस फिल्टर के हिसाब से कैच करते हैं. ये टाइमर जोन इसमें लगा होता है, जिसको हम लोग मल्टीपोर्ट वाल कहते हैं, और ऑटोमेटिक मल्टीपोर्ट वाल लगा हुआ है इसमें एक टाइमर सेट होता है. तो इसमें थोड़ा स्मार्ट मैन पावर की जरूरत भी नहीं रहती, क्योंकि फुल ऑटोमेटिक है ये प्लांट. और इसमें अपना ऑटोमेटिक साइकिल होती है बैकवाश की, जिससे कि सैंड फिल्टर और एक्टिवेट कार्बन फिल्टर खुद बैकवाश हो सकता है टाइम डिसाइड के साथ, इंटरवल के साथ. तो दिस इज अ ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट जहां पर अपना बेसमेंट में लगाया जा सकता है, हॉस्पिटल्स, होटल्स, इन सारी जगह लगा सकता है. रिवर्स में बेसिकली लगते हैं, बट इतने छोटे प्लांट लगते हैं कभी कभार. जैसे उत्तराखंड में बहुत रीजन में पैकेज STP अभी ऑफर किए हैं गवर्नमेंट ने, नमामि जल निगम ने. आई एम गोइंग फॉर सेकंड टेक्नोलॉजी विच आर ओल्ड टेक्नोलॉजी, लेकिन रिवर और लेक के लिए काफी एफिशिएंट है. दिस इज अ वेटलैंड टेक्नोलॉजी. कंस्ट्रक्टेड वेटलैंड जनरली ग्रेवल्स और पेवल्स और जस्ट लाइक सैंड और पेड़ों से बनता है. जनरली इसमें कोई इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंज्यूम नहीं होती. वो जो पहले वाला ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट था उसमें काफी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंज्यूम होती थी. हाई प्रेशर पंप्स लगते थे, ब्लोअर्स लगते थे, फिल्ट्रेशन सिस्टम लगता था. दिस इज अ वेटलैंड टेक्नोलॉजी जहां पर हम लोग यूज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का कोई कंजप्शन नहीं है, और इसको हम लोग नियर द लेक, नियर द रिवर इजिली बना पाते हैं. इसमें फर्स्ट टैंक आता है जिसमें अपना कुछ अगर इम्प्योरिटीज आती भी हैं, पेपर रैक्स या सॉलिड पार्टिकल्स वगैरह आते हैं, तो वो पहले वाले टैंक में डाउन चले जाते हैं, जिसको आप 1 ईयर और 2 ईयर्स में क्लीन कर सकते हैं. सेकंड जो फिल्ट्रेशन सिस्टम है और बायोलॉजिकल ट्रीटमेंट है, वो ये ग्रेवल्स की वजह से ट्रीट होता है, जिसमें एक अटैच ग्रोथ सिस्टम बन जाता है, जिसको बायोलॉजिकल ट्रीटमेंट कहते हैं. इसमें माइक्रो पॉल्यूटेंट को डिग्रेड करते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ माइक्रो, और जो उसको सरफेस मिलता है वो मीडिया का काम करता है. हमारा ग्रेवल्स अलग अलग साइज के ग्रेवल्स होते हैं. सेकंड, ये ग्रेवल्स अपना फिल्ट्रेशन का भी काम करते हैं, और इसमें जो पौधे हैं वो उसको ऑर्गेनिक मैटर को डिकम्पोज करते हैं और अपना इसको ऑक्सीजन भी देते हैं। इसमें एक सिलेक्टेड टाइप ऑफ हमको प्लांट्स यूज करने पड़ते हैं, स्पेशली जैसे केला के पेड़ होते हैं, बहुत टाइप के हैं इसमें पेड़, उसका काफी लिस्ट है पूरा। सो दिस इज अ टेक्नोलॉजी विच आर वी कैन यूज इन अ लेक साइड एरिया और नियर द river side area. This technology requires lots of area, especially lengthwise. And the previous system was only is a prefab system, so it will take only few meters, but it will take minimum 15 meter or 20 meter in length. So this is the two technology today we have discussed about. First is MBBR system and second is battleline technology. नाउ इनका एरिया क्या, एप्लीकेशन कहाँ का है? कॉम्पैक्ट प्लांट को हम लोग रेजिडेंशियल कमर्शियल में यूज कर सकते हैं, वेटलैंड को इसलिए नहीं कर पाते जनरली क्योंकि ये एरिया ज्यादा लेता है। हॉस्पिटल्स में भी कॉम्पैक्ट प्लांट लग पाता है। एमईएस में जनरली एरिया मिल जाता है कभी कभार क्योंकि उनके जंगल्स वगैरह होते हैं, तो वहां पर अपना वेटलैंड टेक्नोलॉजी जाता है। इंडस्ट्री में वेटलैंड टेक्नोलॉजी भी जाता है अगर उनके पास उतना एरिया अवेलेबल होता है। सो ये यूजफुल क्यों है? सारे रिवर्स को चाहिए रहता है सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट, तो क्योंकि रिवर्स का जो मेन सोर्स ऑफ पॉल्यूशन है वो अपना सीवेज है और इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट है। इंडस्ट्रियल को हमारे गवर्नमेंट काफी कवर कर रही है बाय द हेल्प ऑफ पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड, वो काफी चेकिंग वगैरह में उनको हेल्प मिलती है। लेकिन सीवेज जनरली हम लोग नहीं कर पा रहे हैं क्योंकि उसके लिए लॉट्स ऑफ फंड वगैरह की गवर्नमेंट प्लान कर रही है। नमामि गंगे काफी सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट कर रही है, यमुना पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड भी यमुना पर काफी एसटीपीज के लिए इम्पोज कर रहे हैं, तो वो बड़े बड़े एसटीपीज लग भी रहे हैं। बट जनरली कुछ छोटे छोटे जो रिवर साइड एरिया होते हैं जहाँ पर बड़े एसटीपी नहीं लग पाते, तो उनके लिए एक वेटलैंड सिस्टम बन जाता है। जम्मू ने अभी रिसेंटली काफी वेटलैंड सिस्टम बनाए हैं, आई थिंक मोर देन 60 उस सिटी में भी वेटलैंड सिस्टम बने हैं जस्ट रिसेंटली विद इन अबाउट 2 years. Serious treatment required almost everywhere. So now collaboration, I'm looking for basically dealers network. अगर कोई anybody wants to make a sewage treatment plant, so I can give a consultancy, so they can make their own sewage treatment plant for their city or for their colonies or for their society or school or office. So I can give them a free consultancy kind of, क्योंकि एक ऑफिस के लिए एसटीपी बनाना इज नॉट अ बिग डील, इट्स लेस देन 2 lakh or 3 lakh cost. So this is all.
Thank you, Vishnu. Very nice presentation. The slide looks really good. Very good visual, actually. Just wanted to understand that कि आपने ये प्रोजेक्ट कहीं किया है ऑलरेडी किसी वाटर बॉडी में कोई
या वाटर
डील?
बॉडीज में जम्मू में काफी
हम्म
लेक्स थी, उनमें लगाया है।
तो
एंड
क्या एक्चुअली व्हाट इज मतलब क्या कैन यू गिव मोर स्पेसिफिक कि
या
कितना
लेक्स,
सारा पानी क्या मतलब लीटर्स कितना क्या हो रहा है
तो
एक्चुअली?
बेसिकली जो वेटलैंड टेक्नोलॉजी है वो 50 केएल, 100 केएल, 200 केएल तक के लिए ओके है।
हम्म
एक एरिया लगता है, बट ठीक है, इतना ज्यादा
ओके
एरिया नहीं लगता है। लेक्स
हम्म
के पास हमको वो एरिया इसलिए मिल जाता है कि अगर मैं पैकेज सिस्टम जो प्रीवियस वाला है वो मैं अगर रखूंगा,
हम्म
वो डूब सकता है, लेक्स का साइज बढ़ता कम होता रहता है।
हम्म
बट वेटलैंड में वो हमको एक प्रिविलेज मिल जाता है।
ओके
हमको सारा जो अगर लेक्स में घर वगैरह का जो सीवेज है उसको एक चैनलाइज करना है और वेटलैंड के स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट तक लेकर जाना है। वहां से मैं अपना वेटलैंड स्टार्ट करता हूँ और पहला टैंक कलेक्शन टैंक रखता हूँ, उसके बाद हमारे ग्रेवल्स वाला सिस्टम आगे आता
तो
है।
इसमें इनपुट आउटपुट क्या होता है, मतलब इनपुट किधर
इनपुट
से आएगा?
इनपुट हमको चैनल करके लेके जाना पड़ेगा, चैनलाइज। हम इसको इनपुट
ओके
दोनों साइड से दे सकते हैं,
ओके
इसको वेटलैंड को इस वे में बनाया जा सकता है। तो इनपुट हम इसको दो साइड से दे सकते हैं एटलीस्ट।
हम्म
बट इसका लेंथ रहता है 15 मीटर, 20 मीटर, तो हमको ये जाना है कि वो जो सेकंड इनलेट है वो फिर लेक्स में रिवर में ना जाए।
हम्म
तो इसको फर्स्ट पॉइंट से हमको इनलेट लेके सेकंड हम वी आर ट्राइंग कि उसी ग्रेविटी से पानी लेक्स में चला जाए। वी
ओके
डोंट रिक्वायर मच मोर पंप्स कि उसको लिफ्ट ना करना पड़े सीवेज को।
ओके
सेकंड, अगर बारिश में लेक्स का साइज बढ़ता है
हम्म
और ये हाफ पार्ट इसका डूब जाता है, सबमर्ज हो जाता है, तो वी हैव नो बिग इशू।
हम्म
अगर मैं पैकेज प्लांट कंटेनर सिस्टम रखता हूँ और वो उसमें अगर लेक का साइज बढ़ता है तो वी हैव टू थिंक अगेन, हमको प्लांट ऊपर रखना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा सा लेक पे फाउंडेशन बनाना पड़ेगा। वो कॉस्ट ऑफ फाउंडेशन क्या आएगा उसमें, ये वेटलैंड टेक्नोलॉजी आराम से बन जाता है। दिस इज वेरी चीप टेक्नोलॉजी एंड रनिंग कॉस्ट इज नो, वी डोंट
Okay.
रिक्वायर मच मोर केमिकल, वी डोंट रिक्वायर मच मोर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, मच मोर ऑपरेशन टीम, वी रिक्वायर नथिंग आफ्टर द कंस्ट्रक्शन। दिस इज अ नेचर बेस्ड टेक्नोलॉजी एंड अभी नेचुरल वेटलैंड होते भी हैं।
हम्म। अ, अच्छा, मैं अगर आपको मैं एक लेक का एक एग्जांपल दे दूं, तो आप बता पाएंगे कि क्या वो टेक्नोलॉजी वहाँ पे काम करेगी कि नहीं करेगी?
जी
हम्म।
जी
तो जैसे मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ, पवई लेक है मुंबई में, आईआईटी पवई के बगल में पवई लेक है। तो पवई लेक की जो जो ओवरऑल, मैं एक आपको एक रफ एरिया बता देता हूँ। तो रफली अराउंड, जो मैंने एक डेटा निकाला है, वो आ रहा है सरफेस एरिया 2.1 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर का सरफेस एरिया है।
जी जी
और ओवरऑल जिसमें जो वाटर वॉल्यूम है, दैट इज 5.2 बिलियन लीटर्स।
जी जी।
तो इस तरह के वॉल्यूम में इस तरह का सिस्टम काम करेगा?
Yes, of course, sir.
दिस इज लाइक अ मिड
Basically,
साइज लेक, इट्स नॉट टू बिग लेक बट इट्स अ मिड साइज
या
ह्यूमन
सर,
क्रिएटेड
ये
लेक।
छोटी लेक्स से बड़ी लेक्स पे सभी पे काम करेगा। व्हाट वी हैव टू डू,
हम्म।
हमको ऐसा नहीं है कि सारी जगह वेटलैंड को चैनलाइज करके लेकर वेटलैंड पे लेके जाना है। अगर
हम्म।
4 और 5 पॉइंट वेटलैंड बन सकते हैं तो वी कैन डू दैट। मैंने
हम्म।
अभी गूगल पे चेक किया तो उस पे लग सकता है पवेल लेक पे आराम से, क्योंकि उसके हमको दिख रहा है कि वो मिड सिटी में है काइंड ऑफ, तो उसके चैनल हमको इतना बड़ा नहीं बनाना पड़ेगा, उसमें 2-3 पॉइंट पर वेटलैंड बन सकता है।
और ये रफली कॉस्टिंग क्या आएगी, ये इस तरह के साइज के लेक की, 2.5 स्क्वायर
सर,
किलोमीटर के लेक की?
सीवेज जनरेट करके देखना पड़ेगा, बट दिस इज द चीपेस्ट अमंग ऑल द टेक्नोलॉजीज। आई
ओके,
थिंक
ओके।
आई थिंक अगर एमबीबीआर वगैरह पे वो 1 to CR पे जाएगा तो दिस इज लेस देन 25 लाख।
और मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट क्या होती होगी
जीरो
रफली?
सर, वी
हम्म।
डोंट रिक्वायर मैन पावर, वी
फॉर
डोंट
हाउ
रिक्वायर।
लॉन्ग, हाउ लॉन्ग डज इज इट सुटेबल लाइक?
सर, इफ वी डिजाइन वेरी वेल so it will go for beyond until civil life is 50 years, 25 years, 30 years।
ओके,
हाँ,
ओके।
बट उसके बाद अगर सिविल को डैमेज भी हो जाता है तो ऐसा नहीं है कि इसमें लीकेज का कुछ ऐसा है, क्योंकि वो लेक्स में ही पानी जाना है, तो वी डोंट
हम्म।
रिक्वायर टू मच अबाउट कि लीकेज ना हो, और ऐसा कुछ नहीं हमको सोचना है। तो इट विल गो मोर देन 60 or 70।
Devishri, has you have a question that am I talking about lake restoration rewage? So what happens that typically lakes receive a lot of sewage water. So I'm talking about that.
I understood that,
Hmm.
Saurav, but
Hmm.
is your concern regarding the sewage reaching out to the lake,
Correct,
or
because that
you?
pollutes the lake. That pollutes a very big
Okay,
problem. Yeah, yeah.
okay. So you would like to, per se, I'm just trying to understand from the client point of
Hmm.
view. If you are my
Yeah,
client,
right.
would you like to treat the lake water directly? Like already the lake is contaminated and you would like to treat the lake water? Or are you talking about the bypass drains which are reaching to the lake and polluting the water and you'd like to stop them through STPs?
So I
What
don't
is it?
care about that, because for me the lake should be clean. The real issue is that the lake is getting polluted in so many ways. One is like a lot of sewage is coming from the residential areas and commercial areas, and it enters into the water. So that is one of the major reason why Powai Lake particularly is so unclean. I think that's a story with a lot of lakes, that the sewage water is reaching and is polluting the lake. And since there is a lot of such kind of material, it also starts having a lot of water hyacinth. So that's a concern.
Okay, certainly then actually we have to, because the STPs, the two technology which Vishnu just explained, if I'm not wrong, I'm Devashri from IIT Bhubaneswar. I'm also environmental engineer working here as an assistant professor. So I have worked briefly on aerated wetlands. So these two technologies are for sewage treatment plant, like they are STPs. But if you want to directly treat the lake water,
Hmm.
then you have to go for floating wetlands,
Yeah,
or there
floating
are
wetlands.
some.
That is true.
Yes,
That is
yeah.
that is true. But why I was interested in, why I'm asking these questions about this particular technology, because the sewage water is coming through certain channels and it's entering the lake. So does it mean that we can channelize, like we can put this system at some place where the sewage water is actually entering the lake? Will that work?
Okay, maybe Vishnu can take that up. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
So, Mr. Vishnu, the question is that in a lake, what
Yeah.
happens typically, and this is a problem because we work with a lot of, even lakes in Bangalore have the similar problem,
Yes.
that there are residential areas, there are commercial areas nearby, and there are certain channels through which the wastewater or
Sewage.
contaminated water enters into the lake.
Hmm.
So, is there any solution for that?
या सर बेसिकली अगर चेन्नई से है सीवेज तो अच्छा है वी हैव टू मेक एसटीपी
So, it will enter into your system.
या फर्स्ट वी विल टेक इन एसटीपी एंड ट्रीटेड वाटर विल रिचार्ज द लेक
Hmm.
दिस आर गोइंग इन दिल्ली में काफी बना डीजीबी ने जो टेंडर बनाया सारा जो काम हुआ
Hmm.
वो दिस इज द दे जस्ट वांट टू रिचार्ज द वाटर बॉडी with the
Okay.
help of
So,
treated
so,
sewage
so
water.
can you give a bit more architecture of your Jammu? You said you've done something in Jammu, right? Can you give a bit more clear architecture that, step by step, that the water enters from here and this is how eventually what is actually that model?
Yeah, first we have to channelize the sewage which are
Hmm.
coming from the various colonies.
Hmm.
We have to channelize the sewage. We have to make
No,
one.
no, no. I'm not saying have to. Can you you have already done
Yeah,
that
yeah, I've
project, right?
already
So
done
can
in
you
a
give
Jammu.
me that example?
Yeah,
देखिए आपने actually किया क्या था?
yeah. We have अभी उसमें क्या किया हमने सर सबसे पहले हमने कंटामिनेट का सोर्स देखा जो कि इंडिविजुअल हाउस थे जिनको सीवर लाइन नहीं था उनका
ठीक है,
तो
ऐसे
सीवर
कितने
जाता था
कितने घर थे ऐसे?
मोर देन 50.
50 हाउसेस,
या
ठीक है। और ये जो वाटर बॉडीज की साइज क्या थी?
वाटर बॉडीज की साइज अराउंड 100 मीटर बाय 100 मीटर अप्रॉक्स.
And it's a pond or a lake,
या
something like
पॉन्ड.
that? It's
यस
a
यस
pond, right?
पॉन्ड.
Okay. और उसमें मतलब फिशेस और
या
बेसिकली मतलब it's a live
यस यस
ecosystem.
यस यस.
Okay, ठीक है फिर?
फिर उसको हम लोगों ने एसटीपी के लिए हमने बैटलैंड डिजाइन किया उधर
हम्म।
उसको बनाया बैटलैंड को उसमें
हम्म।
हमने सबसे पहले कलेक्शन टैंक बनाया जो कि 1 डे का कलेक्शन टैंक था.
हम्म।
आफ्टर डेट एनरोबिक चैम्बर बनाया जो
हम्म।
बैटलैंड में है पार्ट. आफ्टर डेट हमने उसको जो बैटलैंड का फर्दर ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट है उसको लिया.
हम्म।
उसको लेक्स ऑलरेडी कंटामिनेट भी हो चुकी थी तो हमने
हम्म।
उसमें ब्लेयर ब्लोअर प्लेस किए एयर ब्लोअर.
हम्म।
बायोरिमिडिशन एक पार्ट होता है वो हमने
हम्म।
किया उधर बायोरिमिडिशन पार्ट किया जिससे लेक की क्वालिटी उसमें हमने ब्लोअर्स लगाए क्योंकि छोटा पॉन्ड था तो उसमें हम लोग
हम्म।
एरिशन सिस्टम इजीली दे पाए पूरे ऑल
हम्म।
ओवर.
हम्म।
विद इन 3 to 4 months we are getting BOD less than 5 or 3.
Okay.
Initially BOD was more than 50.
Okay.
So it's a small pond so basically उसकी
हम्म।
वजह से उसको रिवाइव करना थोड़ा सा 3 months 4 months लगा.
ओके। ओके।
पॉलिटेंट ज्यादा था 50 हाउस का डेली सीवेज आना
हम्म।
काफी.
और ये सारा कुछ आपको स्ट्रक्चर बिल्डअप और प्रोजेक्ट को स्टार्ट टू फिनिश करने में कितना टाइम लगा?
ऑलमोस्ट 6 months total.
6 months. And what is the overall costing?
Total overall costing basically water treatment cost is less than 30 lakhs
Hmm.
including wetland, including
Okay.
aeration, including bioremediation,
Okay.
and rest costs are वो अपना ब्यूटिफिकेशन का जॉब था रेस्ट.
Sure, sure, sure.
पेरिफेरल बनाना जिम बनाना
Hmm.
ओपन.
और ये कॉस्ट किसने वे कोई सीएसआर प्रोजेक्ट था या गवर्नमेंट या किसने
गवर्नमेंट
बेर?
का एक स्कीम था
ओके,
रिजुविनेशन ऑफ लेक्स का.
ठीक है। विष्णु जी, आप ये थोड़े हमें कुछ फोटोग्राफ्स भी आप उस प्रोजेक्ट के सबमिट कर दीजिएगा, क्योंकि ये
जी.
इसके बाद आर्टिकल पब्लिश होती है तो वुड लाइक टू शेयर इट एज अ केस स्टडी.
ओके ओके सर. ओके.
ओके, एनीबॉडी एल्स हैज क्वेश्चंस फॉर विष्णु?
I have shared my questions, right?
सो या विष्णु, आप पढ़ सकते हैं वैसे. मिस नरसम्मा, शी इज प्रोफेसर एट आईटी तिरुपति. She has a question that this technology is very limited because it's suitable for low strength wastewater. What do you think about that?
Yes, yes. This is
Hmm.
basically, yeah. Backland basically for a small area, you cannot make for more than high BOD because
Hmm.
उसको प्लांट्स को उतना मिल नहीं पाता उसके
अच्छा.
लिए. लेकिन मैम उसको अभी नेक्स्ट जो अभी है उसमें हम लोग आईफास पे जाते हैं जिसमें हम एक्सटेंडेड एडिशन देते हैं उसको. अगर बीओडी ज्यादा है, तो एक्सटेंडेड एरेशन से हम लोग उसको ट्रीट करते हैं। सेम सेम ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट में हम लोग फिर एरेशन देते हैं।
एक और क्वेश्चन है that we need to be very specific about the selection of plants. Not all plants are suitable for the treatment process.
यस, या
Okay,
देयर इज अ या फिक्स काइंड ऑफ प्लांट।
okay. Any other, Devashri has some questions.
Yeah, hi Vishnu. I have few questions. One question is कि आप लोगों ने क्या plants use किए थे अपने constructed wetland में, at least for the Jammu case?
या मैम, जम्मू के लिए जो हमने यूज किया था वो बेसिकली जिसे केली कहते हैं इंडिया में, और जो ज्यादा अवेलेबल है हमने केवल वही लगाया।
क्या बोला आपने plant का नाम?
मैं अभी अभी उसको एक बार चेक करके रखता हूँ, जिसको इंडियन
अच्छा,
नेम,
okay.
या इस इंडियन नेम बनाना ट्री होता है, बट सेकंड फॉर्म उसका फैमिली।
अच्छा, Canna indica.
यस,
I think yeah, you are talking about Canna indica.
यस,
Okay,
यस।
okay. अच्छा, एक one more thing I wanted to ask. Uh, why exactly you think that only low strength wastewater ही constructed wetland work करेगा? I
उससे
was
पहले
working
अगर
in a com.
उससे पहले सी मैम, अगर मेरे को जो लगता है कि अगर बीओडी 500 और 400 आ रहा है, तो मैं एक एनरोबिक चैम्बर और दूंगा, जिससे कि डाइजेशन मेरा 60% एनरोबिक डाइजेशन उसमें हो जाए। लाइक
करेक्ट, मतलब आप एक होल्डिंग टैंक देंगे उसके
एक
पहले।
होल्डिंग टैंक देंगे जिसमें मैं
हाँ हाँ।
एनरोबिक कंडीशन जनरेट कर पाऊँ, जो कि मैंने अपने वेटलैंड की ड्राइंग्स में किया भी है। तो उसमें क्या होगा कि मेरा जो अगर सॉलिड पार्ट भी कुछ आता है बीओडी का, तो वो उसमें एनरोबिक में रह जाता है। जैसे टीएस मीडिया हम लोग यूज करते हैं, यूएसबी का मीडिया होता है, वो यूज करते हैं एनरोबिक बनाने में कंडीशन। तो वहां मेरा, तो क्या है कि मैम जैसा वेस्ट आएगा उसमें फिर मेरे को सीरीज ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट को यूज करना पड़ेगा। फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर बीओडी मोर देन 80 आता है, तो वी हैव टू यूज एयर ब्लोअर एक्सटेंड एरिशन बिलो द अपना जो ग्रिड्स है, जो मेरा सॉइल है उसके नीचे मेरे को फिर एरेशन का सिस्टम दे देना चाहिए, जिससे कि बॉडी और अच्छे से रिमूव हो पाए। सेकंड, मेरे को फिर एनरोबिक चैम्बर 2 बना लेने चाहिए, जिससे कि मेरा फर्स्ट चैम्बर अगर 60% रिड्यूस कर रहा है, तो सेकंड चैम्बर और 60% फर्दर रिड्यूस कर जाए। तो अगर मेरा
Okay.
1000 बीओडी आ रहा है, तो 60% 400 सेकंड एरेशन एनरोबिक में गया, उसमें फिर बैटलैंड पे मेरा 100 दिया, तो ठीक है। दिस इज द मतलब वी कैन यूज व्हाट यू से।
हम्म। हाँ, इनफैक्ट आप एक होल्डिंग टैंक देके एरेटेड वेटलैंड भी ट्राई कर सकते हैं।
जी,
दैट इज आल्सो क्वाइट मतलब
ये
कंपैरेबल विद एमबीबीआर, बिकॉज उसका ओएनएम बहुत ही कम है। इट्स
बहुत ही
ओएनएम इज वेरी लेस।
यस,
तो
यस।
आई थिंक इन कंपैरिजन टू एमबीबीआर, एक और चीज मैं आपसे पूछना चाह रही थी। आपने मेंशन किया कि आपने बायोरेमेडिएशन किया है, जो पॉन्ड वाटर था उसमें। व्हाट काइंड ऑफ बायोरेमेडिएशन हैव यू यूज्ड?
मैम बेसिकली वो बायो कल्चर था, जिसको हमने एक डोज किया था, उसमें माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म था, सेम जो हम लोग इनिशियली जो एसटीपीज के लिए बनाते हैं, लेकिन ये नेचुरल बनाया था। जैसे हमने जेगुरी लिया था, हमने पानी लिया था, फूल के कुछ एक्सट्रैक्ट लिए थे, जो कि हमने 7 to 8 डेज को एक टैंक में रखा था। कुछ फॉर्मेशन हुआ उसमें बायो, और उसको हमने स्प्रे कराया था ओवर द पॉन्ड, जिससे कि जो स्लज जो पॉन्ड में बनी हुई थी, उसको डिकम्पोज करने के लिए फर्स्ट सेम हमने उसमें फिर ब्लोअर लगाया ऑक्सीजन के लिए, जिससे उसका जो एक्सिस्टिंग बीओडी है वो डाउन आ सके। तो उसमें सीवेज एंटर कर चुका था काफी टाइम से, स्लज भी जनरेट हो चुका था, पॉन्ड ऑलमोस्ट एक एनरोबिक चैम्बर बन चुका था। उसमें फिर हमने बायोरोमेडिएशन में वो कल्चर यूज किया बेसिकली, जो कि एसटीपीज में किया जाता है माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म को बनाने के लिए।
ओके, तो आपने मैनुअल स्प्रेइंग की थी, ड्रोन स्प्रेइंग की थी?
एक्चुअली मैम पॉन्ड इतना बड़ा नहीं था, इट्स लेस देन 100 मीटर बाय 100 मीटर। तो
ओके,
हमने उसको एक पंप से स्प्रे करा था, जस्ट लाइक
ओके।
प्रेशर स्प्रे। या
और बैथीमेट्री वगैरह भी कराया था क्या आप लोगों ने?
पार्ट में
बैथीमेट्री भी कराया था?
नहीं, मैं नहीं समझा क्या होता है ये।
Bathymetry is like to find out the, the bottom bed of the
ओके,
mm, लेक, क्योंकि कभी कभी क्या होता है कि साइनोबैक्टीरिया, ये जो साइनोबैक्टीरिया या जो एल्गी ज्यादा हार्मफुल होते हैं, वो जब ज्यादा तादाद में हो जाते हैं तो आपको फिर पूरा प्लेथोरा ही निकालना पड़ता है। तो आप बैथीमेट्री एरिया निकालने के लिए करते हैं, फिर कुछ वाटर सैम्पलिंग्स भी करना पड़ता है, और फिर आप कंप्लीट प्रोफाइलिंग करके देखते हैं
इन
कि
शॉर्ट, अच्छा आप कहना चाह रहे हो कि हमको फिर वो खाली करना पड़ेगा पॉन्ड और उसका स्लज बाहर निकालना पड़ेगा, पूरा खाली
नॉट रियली खाली, बट बैथीमेट्री करने से आपको एक्चुअली एक्चुअल एरिया पता चल जाएगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे डेप्थ कम था, इसलिए शायद आपको इतना टेंशन
नहीं।
नहीं हुआ।
हाँ, इनिशियली
हाँ।
हमने अ, जब सॉल्यूशन ढूंढ रहे थे तो हमने टेस्टिंग किया था, बट डेप्थ नॉट मोर देन 10 फीट इनिशियली। सो
ओके।
हाँ, तो विजिबल था बेसिकली, बट पॉल्यूशन
ओके।
की वजह से इतना नहीं था। लेकिन हाँ, सैंपल कलेक्ट किए गए थे, बीओडी अलग अलग डेप्थ पे लिया गया था। जो स्लज का बीओडी था वो था 800 था बीओडी। बॉटम टॉप पर जो था बीओडी वो 50 और 60 के बीच का था बीओडी।
ओके। 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 ओके विष्णु, थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू मैम।
Devashri, you were talking about some experience of yours. You were saying that you're working in a company. I think that is where we were not able to understand, like listen to the whole thing. So, would you like to tell more about it, like your experience regarding
या
same?
Yeah, I'm Debashri. I basically work on waste management using insects. However, after completing my PhD from IIT Roorkee, I joined Blue Drop Enviro. Maybe Vishnu may also know
Hmm.
this company. Its name is Blue Drop Enviro. So they work on aerated wetlands, and we that time had around 70 projects, 70 wetland projects across India. And I was really fascinated because ideally I'm not a wastewater person, frankly, but my experience in that company changed my perspective of how I look into wastewater treatment, because I never used to like wastewater treatment because of the so much of thermomechanical system in it, and that we are using so much of energy, and at the
Hmm.
end we are producing the energy from coal in India still. So in the name of wastewater treatment, somehow it looks like IWASH, because
Yeah.
ultimately the carbon emission is happening. So this aerated wetland I found very fascinating, because the land footprint substantially reduces in comparison to the constructed wetland, actually, because you also use a very interesting plumbing system at the bottom of the wetland, where
Yeah.
the aeration is done intermittently, and the
Right.
entire electricity is not huge, it is very very less actually. So that is something about aerated wetlands, and this company is Blue Drop Enviro. It is being led by Mr. Ganges Reddy. The headquarters is in Hyderabad, and they also now they deal with lake restoration. So we also did I will not be disclosing the name of the client, because I mean, you understand that we cannot disclose the name, but it was
Yeah.
a very big shot client in uh, Hyderabad. They are the only, I mean, in India they have only office in Hyderabad, so you can guess who are they. And they have the lake in the middle of their head office, which was hugely polluted due to the same problem which Vishnu said. Many sewage lines were coming and ending up, and also you mentioned about the Powai lake. So then we started working how to I mean, restore that lake. We got that project, and I was heading that project. So then we started looking from different angles. In fact, what Vishnu told, we also tried to do that in that lake at the beginning. We tried to spray initially manually this anaerobic culture, the special kind of some bacterial
What is the
cultures.
size of the lake?
Uh, I have to see, sort of, and because I don't want to guess, but I
Hmm.
will see the exact size and from the report,
But like
and
a
then I
large
will.
size, like just to understand,
It will be. I
because
think it will.
urban, it's in the city, right?
It's in the middle of the Hyderabad city. It's
Hmm.
huge. It was
Okay.
a huge lake, quite huge,
Hmm.
but it was definitely a office area. So
Hmm.
you can say it is a medium sized lake. I will tell
Okay.
you I can send you in message the exact
No
size of the
problems.
lake.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So then this spraying didn't help. Then we went for drone spraying. That
Mm,
also didn't help. Then we started analyzing the water and we found there a lot of cyanobacteria, and we understood that this simple spraying will not help. So
mm,
then we found out the volume of water by doing bathymetry actually. So
okay.
for bathymetry, we hired another company from North India. So they did the bathymetry, and then we found the volume of water, and then we designed some other cultures. We took the help of one other scientist also, and finally the lake was pretty more restored. But by that time, I also resigned from the company. So yeah, that was something which was a good learning for me. How we are actually not treating the sewage. I mean, the best thing to do is having the STP right at the point of generation. That is the best thing to do, but we don't do it. That is the most unfortunate thing. In
Devashri, on
fact,
that, I have a question that, like we currently working on Meethi River in Mumbai. If you know, I don't know whether you know what Meethi River. It's a very small river. It's roughly around 18 kilometers in length, 18 to 22 kilometers. The
okay.
width is also not very much. Small river. It's an urban river. Starts in Mumbai itself, near Powai Lake, ends up in the ocean. So, do you think that such kind of thing can be designed for rivers as such kind small rivers as well?
See, I mean, I am not, frankly, I'm not an expert in wetland, but
Mm,
as far as my expertise in, I mean, or experience is concerned with this particular aerated wetland, we had a Nala project
mm,
where I think the Nala was stretching for 2 to 3 kilometers, and aerated wetland was built, and
mm.
the sewage water was birouted through this
Right,
aerated wetland,
right.
and it helped.
It
And it
helped.
helped, yeah, and it helped, and it reduced the BOD to the, I mean, to the permissible limit at least.
Very nice.
So
Okay.
it helps in a way that at least you have some treatment going. And one very interesting thing which I wanted to share is that we had more projects in apartments actually. And
Hmm.
in fact, the aerated wetland used to be just 50 meters from the, from the window of the apartment flat.
Hmm.
So that in itself is, you will just feel like a garden actually. So,
Right.
and there is no smell. I mean, 50 meter, you can imagine. You just hop in your window and just peep
Hmm.
around and you'll see the garden. So, even then, it was not smelling. So, if that is the efficacy of the system, then I think these are the kind of system, at least in the apartments, they should be adopted in large scale. Then, eventually, the larger investment to restore the lakes will substantially reduce.
Right. Also because it's a natural technique and doesn't have power requirements.
Absolutely true. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Any more questions for Vishnu?
I don't have question, but I would like to add something. This technology very similar to Neeri's. This technology is first introduced by Neeri. It got patent and it also implemented in several places. I think even IIT Kharagpur and Kanpur not. I think Kharagpur is also working on this technology. Guwahati.
You're talking about the technology Devashri is talking about or Vishnu's technology?
I mean, I'm talking about constructed wetlands.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Great. We don't have any more questions, but and the third speaker has some network issues today, so the third speaker will not be there. So meanwhile, uh, I think that we are done with the two speakers. Do you have any questions, interactions, suggestions, feedback, or anything else as an audience would you like to discuss before we end the call?
No, I think it was a very interesting discussion. This is the first time I joined,
Hmm.
but it was really, I mean, I joined the group 2 weeks back, but this is the first time I got the opportunity to
Yeah, yeah.
join as free. So it was really a good discussion. And I think, yeah, Vishnu is also doing a good job. In fact, Ranjit has also presented very nice. I mean, his work is also very powerful. So, yeah, thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, so thanks everyone, and also we would like to update that now this sustainability meetup will be fortnightly. So we'll be doing on alternate weeks. Alternate weeks. Reason being is that uh, uh, everyone is very, very busy, and myself have a lot of travel because of the projects. So we'll be doing it on alternate weeks, and I would also like to share that the network is expanding. We are now next in the next to next meetup. You will see some international speakers also coming forward and talking from other geographies about what they're doing, how they're doing. Uh, and if you have some other professionals from your network, feel free to share with them, and would like to know from other experts also, because one good thing is happening is that we're also finding some partners for the existing projects that Earth5R is doing, or we introduce them to other projects as well. So this is a kind of opportunity for everyone to practice and spread the word about their work and find work also. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, and have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you. We'll catch up soon after 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Bye.
Bye bye. Yeah.